You'd never guess it, but the seemingly ordinary young man is truly the son of the city's top superheroes. In fact, his mom, who is known as the Flying Wonder, can fly and also easily teleport. And his dad is even more amazing. When faced with a destructive giant robot, he steps up and ends the battle with a single kick. He's bulletproof and naturally strong, earning him the nickname Superman Commander. With such strong genes from his parents, their son Huzi should definitely have superpowers. But he discovered he's pretty much like a cheap inflatable toy. He really hasn't yet found any superpowers since he was born. To avoid disappointing his family, Huzi pretended to have superpowers. But this backfired quite badly when his parents enrolled him in a superpowered high school. On his very first day, a peculiar school bus driver, who drove straight off a broken bridge after picking up students, truly and utterly shocked our young protagonist. With the first day of school looming like a death sentence, everyone paled in stark terror. But then, almost instantly, the school bus quickly transformed into a spaceship, and the driver just sneered, "Freshman." After that, they arrived at a school floating in the air with an anti-gravity system, where everyone had superpowers. The cheerleading squad of 7 was actually all transformations of one person, and someone could freeze people into sculptures. There are 2 exceptionally talented individuals here. One can contort their body to become flexible like rubber, and the other has lightning speed, earning him Speedy. Upon new students' arrival, the pair playfully plays pranks. The first thing after enrollment is to test superpowers, and then be assigned to different classes, the elite hero class, and the support assistant class. First up is the hat-wearing guy. He can mimic other people's superpowers. Some students have 6 arms, making homework a breeze, and a very quick task indeed. Others have superpowers, but they're less impressive and a bit more mundane. Then there's the skinny kid who transforms into a stone man, easily lifting a car with incredible strength, surprising everyone there, and showing his hidden power. Finally, it was Tiger's turn. As the son of the super commander, his superpowers should be extraordinary. However, he confessed to the coach that he had no superpowers. But the coach pressed the button, and Tiger was slammed to the ground. The coach thought, since he didn't inherit his mother's flying ability, he must have inherited his father's immense strength. Then a car suddenly crashed out, and Huzi almost left this world. Based on everyone's performance, the coach assigned them to classes. Unsurprisingly, Huzi was assigned to the assistant class. Back home, Huzi wanted to tell his dad what happened, but his dad immediately took him to a secret base instead. His dad has a long-standing hobby of collecting battle trophies, and the thing he's holding is indeed the eye of the robot he defeated today. What he's most proud of is this very baby-making Rega. This was the most powerful opponent, the Dark Sorcerer. After a huge struggle, Mom and Dad finally beat him back then. Hearing this, Huzi felt he couldn't let his dad down and didn't dare mention being assigned to the assistant class. The next day at the cafeteria, things went south. Rubber Go tripped Tiger with his powers, and Tiger's food landed all over Pyro, adding insult to injury. Pyro's father was recently imprisoned by Tiger's father, receiving a hefty sentence. He's not allowed visitation until he's served 3 lifetimes. Thunderfire was enraged, intending to avenge his father. Tiger wanted to escape, but Rubber Bro tripped him, and looking back, he was in trouble. Blaze unleashed a full-force fiery attack on him, almost setting the cafeteria ablaze. Tiger, panicked, dove quickly under a table. His heart was really pounding. Just then, his friends stepped forward, and Blaze immediately turned his attention to them. One of his friends was scared into tomato soup instantly. Huzi awakened his father's superpowers, unleashing a thunderbolt. With the table lifted high overhead, Huzi slammed his opponent hard to the ground, instantly, and totally incapacitating him. Suddenly the absolute center of attention, Huzi faced a defiant opponent as the fight reignited. Finally, Huzi grabbed the fire extinguisher and put out the flames. Then, they were both put in confinement. On my way home last night, I demolished the door because I lost control of my powers then. Seeing his superpowers, Dad was overjoyed and gave him a big, warm hug. Little did they know, the robot eye souvenir they brought back last time actually contained a hidden camera, and a mysterious person was indeed watching their every move very closely. Upon discovering Huzi's superpowers, the school transferred him to the hero class. That bald doctor is incredibly smart, practically bursting with knowledge. He's a true intellectual powerhouse. This time, Huzi's deskmate, the Electric Go, is beautiful and finished Huzi's homework. Seeing everything ordinary, its power is immense, instantly freezing people into ice sculptures. Huzi grew fond of her. Today, the coach organized the superpower contest. One side tried to quickly rescue hostages, the other prevented the rescue. Tiger and Thunderbolt were assigned to the hostage rescue team, while Speedster and Rubberman were on the other team. With a 3-minute countdown, the exciting game began. Rubberman's enhanced elasticity gave him truly incredible speed, overwhelming the opposing team instantly. Then Rubber Bro used his long arms to very tightly bind Firebolt, while Huzi was quite dizzy from flashes spinning and couldn't get near the hostage. Seeing that the rescue was about to fail, Huzi suddenly leaped into the air and with great force slammed his fist into the ground, sending Rubber Brother flying with the splintered floorboards. Then Huzi tied him up like a dumpling. Seeing the situation, Swiftfoot immediately switched his target to Thunderbolt, who launched a barrage of fire attacks. But Thunderbolt missed completely, causing no damage. Soon, Swiftfoot surrounded him completely. The speedster spun so fast, it sucked up all the oxygen, leaving Thunderclap really gasping for air. Just as Tiger reached the hostage, he saw his teammate faltering, and the hostage on the verge of destruction. Torn between choices, Huzi ultimately prioritized saving his teammate, grabbing Swiftfoot, and sending him flying with a truly powerful slap. With only 3 seconds left on the clock, he hurled Thunderclap towards the hostage. The two successfully rescued the hostages, but Huzi was on a roll, being super cool. Soon, the electromagnetic woman persuaded Huzi to hold a beneficial party at their home. Unaware, Huzi walked into the electromagnet woman's trap. At the dance, Electra mentioned wanting a quiet spot for something a little different, so Tiger immediately took her to his secret hideout. The next evening, Super High held its Grand Hero Convention, with Tiger's parents as very special guests. Tiger, still at home, spotted the person who actually made the baby gun, and they looked exactly like Electra. He whipped around, stunned. Meanwhile, on stage, Electra transformed, revealing herself to be the infamous Dark Enchantress. Back then, during a fight with Huzi's parents, she was hit by a baby gun and turned into an infant, but now she's grown up again. Suddenly, she locked all doors with electricity and pulled out her baby gun, ready to attack. The first target was Superman Commander, who was completely defenseless after being hit and instantly turned into a baby. The second target was Supergirl. As the last sparks flew with the lightning, almost everyone had turned into babies. Only Thunderbolt, along with a few companions, escaped through the ventilation ducts. Just then, Huzi rushed to the scene. Suddenly, the three defectors blocked their path unexpectedly, and the group immediately split up. Meanwhile, the electromagnetic woman planned to take all the babies back and raise them into evil villains.
Luckily, Huzi arrived just on time.
Immediately after, Electro Woman launched a fierce attack, and before Tiger could react, he was knocked to the ground. The three defectors in the building scuffled with the crowd. The clone girl instantly conjured up a pair of cheerleaders, quickly cornering Xiaomei against the window. Xiaomei finally unleashed her superpower, controlling the plants outside to tie her up.
After taking the rubber sheet cutter into the restroom, the kid shoved him into the toilet.
With Thunderbolt's help, Specs managed to pin Quickfoot against the wall. Just then, Split Image felt a pang of conscience and told May that Electra planned to destroy the high school's anti-gravity system, causing the school to fall from the sky. But the way to the control room is completely blocked. The only way is to crawl through the pipes. Now, the purple-haired girl who can turn into a rat can play a really big role here. Meanwhile, Huzi pinned the electromagnetic woman to the ground. The two were evenly matched. Huzi kicked her onto the ceiling. Just as Huzi was about to finish him off, the guy surprisingly unleashed full power, sending Huzi flying into the clouds with a punch. At the last second, Huzi unlocked his flying superpower. Seeing him face to face, the electromagnetic woman yelled, "We're doomed," before Huzi smashed her helmet with a blow. Seeing his plan about to fail, he activated the anti-gravity disruptor, causing the school to plummet from the sky. The purple-haired girl, as a mouse, found the device and frantically gnawed at it with her teeth. Immediately, Huzi flew directly beneath the university, attempting to support the entire school with his strength. However, it was impossible as the descent was rapid. Just as the school was about to crash, the purple-haired girl destroyed the electromagnetic woman's device. Huzi held on until the last second. With the anti-gravity system restored, and with Huzi's assistance, the school floated back to its position. After that, Guangming Top cleverly modified the baby gun, successfully restoring everyone to their original forms. The villains were then imprisoned securely. This concludes the film for now. Now, realistically, which superpower from the movie do you think would be the most practical and helpful in real life?